Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 14 properties, and I want to thank the people who came to the buyer class last night. It was a great class. We collected a lot of food for the food bank as well, and we do appreciate that. The thing about the food bank is 375,000 people in Ontario use the food bank on a regular basis. That's right in our backyard. 40% of them are kids, so it's a substantial issue. And so the question I'd have for you is, what if you were hungry? Now just imagine that for a second. So we all have extra food in our pantry that we could give to somebody who needs it a lot more than we do. So just strongly consider that. Let's get to today's list and the real reason you came here. And so 661 Charlton, number 11, 289.5, 4-bedroom home. And it looks like the finishes are decent. Those are older wood cabinets. You could do a lot with those. Even to just completely, I was speaking with a wood refinisher a couple days ago. He said, Chuck, I could take a whole new kitchen for $2,000 or an old kitchen and make it new for about $2,000. That's not just painting the face, that's actually refinishing, restaining these cabinets. And it would look great. And so you've got laundry in the kitchen as well, which I suppose is pretty functional. I mean, you can throw your laundry and actually, be in the kitchen working. I won't make the obvious comment about a mirrored ceiling in the basement, but you've got a walkout to what looks like a pretty good sized backyard. 4 bedrooms, there's actually not many of the 4-bedroom condo townhouses, but we've seen a lot more this year, and they could really work for many people who, it's really the lowest priced option for a 4-bedroom. So that can be a very, very good thing. McCandless is at $369,888. I don't know what model it is. I know it's got one full bathroom upstairs and it's an anatomy home, which means it's only one of a couple different models, and depending on which model it is, this could be a good deal or it could be a little bit high. Hard to say. So we've got another one here on Barclay. So it is a Bryant model, 1235 square feet, still only one full bathroom upstairs. Some decent finishes inside. I don't know if the kitchen really blows me away, but the flooring looks good. And you've got this room here is a little tricky. They probably set it up in the only way you could to really, a bed in that bay window comes out almost to the door, and there's your full bathroom upstairs. Surprised they didn't put a picture of the finished basement in, because that's obviously a big value addition. It might be a little bit high, but we've seen a pretty good amount of appreciation in some of the townhomes, even in the last 30 days, especially for the stuff under $375. It's really started to creep up. So Costigan is at $385. Townhouse, and it basically looks like one full room downstairs plus a big eat-in kitchen. There's not a whole lot of information in here. I don't know if I love, the problem that I have with this builder is that they're really narrow homes. You don't have a lot of give, especially you figure 19 foot or almost 20 feet, but your garage covers 10 feet. So there's half of it right there. You're going to fit a powder room plus a staircase in the front. You don't really get the living area until you're further back in the house. So let's see what happens with that. The size is there, 1,600 square feet at $385. We were talking about the one on Lavery, I think, yesterday. That's the same size as this one. Now the layout might be a little bit different, but that was at $399, and that actually seemed like a pretty good deal. So they should do okay at that price. I think they've got it right. Good amount of size for $385. Some of the Mattamy stuff is 200-300 square feet smaller, listing for the same price. This one on Farmstead seems pretty good too. There is a small maintenance fee with it. I think it's somewhere around $60-70. Covers garbage and snow removal. You've got about 1,500 square feet. Those moldings look really good. I mean, typically that's not something that adds a lot of value, but it looks like it just really finishes the look on this one. And you can see it's a very open concept design. The way it's intended is you could have an actual dining area there, and we've also seen the dining area here too, and then you've got a longer family room. But people tend to like the open concept layout. It's got a big master bedroom and a decent sized ensuite, and then there's 2 smaller rooms in the front of the house. We just sold one of these with a fully finished basement, really nice inside, up around $420. So at $395, they actually seem like they're in a pretty good range. There's a lot of stuff in this complex that's been hanging around at $410, $415. So they were smart to go underneath that. So Willett Terrace is $399. It's an Emery model. It's 1,370 square feet. We've seen quite a few of them recently. The bonus with this one is that you're getting a finished basement. whereas a lot of the ones that are listed don't have that. Now, some of the ones that are listed are at 376, 379, and so at that point, you say, is the finished basement worth $20,000, assuming everything else is equal? Probably not. The common adjustment on a townhouse finished basement is about $10,000. Could be a little more, could be a little bit less than that. And so then there was a really renovated version without a finished basement that has an offer at 409. We don't know what it's going to sell for, but that's there's a lot of variation with these models. So you've really got to be careful that you're in the right range. And there are, for a little bit more money, you can get a lot more square footage. And that's the other thing that we tell people is that the difference between like a 550 and a 560 home is very, very slight. It's very minimal. Sometimes it's countertops and some different furniture. But for $10,000 between 370 and 380, there's a massive difference between the kind of home that you can get. It's amazing. So you really need to look as a first-time buyer and say, what's the best long-term decision for me? Because all of the buyers in the starting range want something that's affordable. However, if it means you can live in the home for a couple more years, it can actually be financially beneficial for you to not trade homes as often because there's fees associated with moving. So we really try and get people to think about the big picture and the long-term outlook when they're looking for their first home. So Megson Terrace is 414.9. And it's a decent floor plan. There's 9-foot ceilings. The builder finished the basement on this one. I don't know why they should just show doors.
I love carpet. I love desk.
Brick, are you just looking at things in the office and saying that you love them?
I love lamp.
Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
I love lamp. I love lamp.
It's like I don't know what intention is there. There's the finished basement. There's your kitchen. They're okay, I guess. I mean, they look like they're built pretty decent. I've been in a couple of them, but I don't know. They're just kind of big, boring boxes to me. Ambrose is 429. It's a Honeydale corner. It's a semi-detached. It's like 17 something square feet. Very similar to many of the other corner units, like for example, you've got the Westgate corner for townhouses, and Westgate corners have even sold for 430. So functionally, this is very similar to that, but you're actually upgrading to a semi compared to buying a townhouse. So it looks good inside. 4 bedrooms. There's whereas even a lot of the Westgate are only 3 bedrooms. So they should do fine. 4 bedroom at 429 is generally something that's absorbed pretty well from the marketplace. Alexander is at 439, and so it looks like it's just one big open room. They're going to attract attention for being a detached home under 450. I don't know if it's a perfect looking home. You're probably going to have to come in and do a little bit of work. You've got a 2-tone deck in the back. It looks like it needs to be restained, the border in the kitchen, so on. But I mean, you look at it, you say, okay, there's only one full bathroom upstairs. It's not a tremendously huge home. People don't have a lot of selection right now if they're looking to get into a detached under 450. It's hard to find those. This one on Alexander is at 499. It's beside the house that's right beside the new development happening. Same kind of idea. This looks like it's just got one long room, and then you've got your kitchen here, which looks like a pretty decent size, and in a decent sized yard too. So I actually think this one, for a 4-bedroom double car garage under 500, generally good deal. Generally, that's something that's received pretty positively. Sydenham is 629. It's a 2,600 square foot. It's called a Greenbrier. Manamy built it. Great floor plan here. Combined living, dining in the front. You've got a little bit of a curve on the staircase, which is just nice. It's something different besides just everything being very boxy and angular. And then you've got your kitchen that opens up to the family room. I don't know if the window coverings are really adding much to the space here. I think something simple, neutral is always the key. The kitchen looks like they've put some money into it. And then you got to put a fence there as well. Yeah, the really good versions of this home have gone as high as 650. You look at some of the similar homes, even with the staggered garage, the wood lilies have really crept up into the sixes recently. So these guys probably aren't that far off. I mean, the kitchen is really the thing that is going to make someone get excited about that. So Weston is 642.5. So the exact square footage of this one I think is around 2,700, but don't quote me on that. And so it's carpet inside. The ensuite to me looks like the best feature of the house, and it's possible that it's fully fenced. Hard to see from those photos. You do have what looks like 4 bathrooms, which is a nice thing, and you had that in the previous one too, in the Greenbrier. So Dixon 695, you can buy the same home over on Fox, backing onto a forest with a walkout basement and a pie-shaped lot. The house needs a little bit more work. I mean, I'd love to combine the two models because this home has the pie-shaped lot, not the forest, but it has what looks like really nice features. Probably one of the best kitchens in the neighborhood, if I had to guess. They've done a good job with the moldings, the pot lights, the fireplace there. It's a good layout. It's a nice, solid, open concept. You've got a higher ceiling in the living room here, and the en-suites had work done to it. They put a lot of money into this one. The finished basement, that's better than most people have in the best bathroom in the house, and that's just in the basement. So really, really solid home. 695 it's on the high side of this home, which is probably 2,800 square feet plus the finished basement. But if it's looking as good as the pictures, they realistically have a shot. Plus that little bit of pie-shaped lot can add a huge effect. So good school district, close to the 401, get to the GO train pretty easily. It's a good spot. Pringle is 734,999, and so it's a joined house. It's a link. It's a townhouse basically, and so. The thing about this is very nice inside. It's 2539 plus a finished basement, and then you've got the green space behind. So here's the math equation. If this wasn't linked together, and there's your finished basement there too. If it wasn't linked together, you figure 2,500 square feet plus a finished basement. What's that looking like? Maybe low sixes. Then you say, okay, green space behind. Let's just push that. Let's just say it's high sixes. Let's say the home, if it wasn't linked, was 700. I don't see the math equation because now you start subtracting value because you say, okay, get that in a detached. Now we're not detached, so we have to eliminate some costs there. At 734, the math doesn't make sense to me. It is a home that we haven't seen a lot of. I mean, it's a little phased, Mattamy built. It's got a great view of the escarpment. The lot's 110, but it's only 26 wide. So it'll be very interesting to see how this one goes. I mean, it's something that we really haven't seen a lot of, but we've seen some really good ones up in this range. Wild Roses, 3,200 square feet, that kind of stuff. So pay attention to it. It'll be one definitely to watch. And the thing about unique homes is that not having the precedent can be the best thing or the worst thing. Is that you could have, by not having a precedent, somebody walks in, writes a check because they love it, and it sets the bar high. Now it can also mean that people start fighting you down because they just don't understand what else to compare it to. So that's the list for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, just reach out to us. That's what we're here for, is to really be your concierge, to explain things for you, to make sure you stay safe and make good decisions in real estate. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.